has chosen the storyline spread for your general monthly reading, which is a scattershot across the entire sign, telling 3, 4, or even 5 different stories for people going through different scenarios this month. The stories can be about any topic, so the floor is wide open. People say that often multiple stories do and will resonate with them, but the main goal of the storyline spread is to find that one story that is all about you. And that is what we're going to do today. Welcome in, Pisces, to your storyline spread for February 2024. What the intro did not tell you, though, didn't fill you in on, is that Spirit actually wants this to be a very specific storyline spread. In fact, it's all going to be about finance. Finance, money, money, money. There are some financial messages in here that they do not want my Pisces to miss out on, so let's get into it. Let's see what that's all about. I broke this down into 4 stories, guys. They're huge. Took up my whole table. I do attempt to take a picture of this whole thing. If you want to see the pictures, it is on the Facebook page, and this is going to be a challenging picture to get all in one shot because I got a table full of cards, guys. Let's get started. I'm going to start with the small story, just kind of get it out of the way. Okay, this is going to be probably for less of my audience, so stick with me. We are going to find the story that is best for you here, but I got to give it to you all in a general reading, right? So financially here, if you've been having a rough go of it and you're just kind of looking for answers, or you're looking at the downside of things, feeling a little bit victim mode, like things have not been working out so well for me, why is this bad financial stuff crap keep happening to me? I don't deserve that. I'm a good person. This is more than likely your story here. What they show next is a new job angle. So this is the way to get through this, is with some kind of new work revenue. I don't know if it's a second job, maybe if it's a different job, different career path, different career field, maybe different position in your current job. A lot of different ways it can go, but they bring an Ace of Wands, which is a brand new work corner deal, which is the way that you make your money. Now they say that this is not for you. So that lets me know more than likely that a lot of this is like a boomerang type of deal, like a rebound thing. So this is like where, you know somebody that is going through this. Not you directly, but it's like somebody close to you. Like maybe, depending on your age, a child of yours that is, going through this. Maybe they're in their 20s and they're really trying to figure things out. This could be a message that you help relay to them, that this is coming through your spread, or maybe you could just give them the ideas like, hey, you know what, you just need to do something new. We need newness here. You got to quit this old job, quit this career path. We've got to go a different way. And you got to figure out what that is, right? So being not for you in a different way, this could be for a friend of yours. Who's to say? But anyway, Spirit feels like some of my people here, some of my great Pisces can make a lasting impression here upon somebody that is very close to them struggling financially. That is the direction for them. Story 2, guys. Story 2, we get into the attachment card here is very much about localized energy with work. This is like if you work very close to your home, you work from home, right? Something like that. Very localized. You're kind of like between here and there, and that's all you're comfortable with doing. This could very well be your story. The truth is opening up. So you are getting a full possibility here of financial opportunities of the way things are going. So nothing is being held back. You're getting all the information, maybe in February, because we have the manifestor coming in next, my magician. So all things are possible here financially here. If this is you in story 2, you can really make magic happen, make something out of nothing. We have a very strong new moon in February. It is called a super new moon. Weird name, but it's basically just the translation exactly that. It is super. It is large new moon. Very big, and that's the best for attracting, pulling new things into your life. So new financial moves you can really manifest in this time. So pay attention to that in the moon cycle when we get there. But here, let's talk more about this. They bring in the World card. So a lot of you are spending finances, or you're getting completion here. So things are getting checked off the list. You're like, hey, I wanted to go and buy a bed. Next, I want to go buy furniture. Next, I want to go buy new things for the kitchen. So you guys are getting things done here. It's very good financially. Good financial moves. They do want to bring up that you got to do things the right way here. No cutting corners. So like, don't be too cheap with it. It makes me feel like. Also, you don't want to go overboard with it either. So find a nice area that is not going to get you into trouble later, not going to rack up debt, credit card bills, that kind of thing. Doing things the right way. Taking care of your people financially comes up here too. The next thing we show here is my Princess of Wands in this deck. It is basically the page. In other decks, it's a page. In this deck, it is a princess. It is my work messenger coming in very, very soon. So work is going to give you some kind of notification probably here early in February. I don't know what that notification is, but it looks to me like it's positive. So that's going to be a very interesting development. Let's get into story 3. I'm actually going to go into my big story that's right in front of me. This is the one, if you're looking at the picture, it's very, very long. From my 8 of Swords to my King of Cups. We start with the card here of financially. If you are sharing your finances with somebody else, maybe you're not seeing eye to eye on the way that finances are moving, or things are just on a patch here where it's a little bit of a struggle. You're a little constricted. It's not over the top though. It's not too much. If that sounds like it could be you, this could very well be your story. The next thing they show here is my star card. Kind of jumping around because the star card's a major arcana, so we jump there. The star card is wish fulfillment. It is an excellent thing to see popping in here. It's great, but it comes with some energy around it that is not so great. And I'm a little confused about it, but I think with the star card, they're also saying that this is just happening the way it's supposed to. Because the star card is also the card about momentum, destiny, things happening for a reason. So right now, the struggle here in 3 for my Pisces is for a purpose. We don't know what that purpose is now, but once we get there, you will. And it's much easier to see it clearly then. Because what they show next is like swords going through this guy's heart. So basically like the pain keeps it coming, It's like, when is this going to stop? It reminds me of like, you just got done paying something and like, here comes another bill, stab. It's just like, ugh. When do I ever get a break here? When am I ever going to get ahead? So they're saying there's momentum here. So just stick with the program, bear with it. Be careful of theft and loss too, guys. People taking money from you. It's not you giving it away, which is what I was looking at very closely there, because this could be a card too about you giving too much away, being way too giving, way too sharing of your stuff. But that's not what they show. So theft and loss is more of the deceitful energy. So keep an eye on your finances. Okay, please, if this is you here in story 3 and it sounds like you, keep a very close eye for credit card fraud. Make sure you're checking your statements. All your money is where it's supposed to be. You're not leaving your purse in weird places unattended. Something can walk off very easily. You're locking your house, your car, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, hopefully to avoid it, not for everybody, but just it comes up as a precautionary thing because they don't want you kind of left on your own. And they don't want your finances to be, out, or, you having your account frozen while they investigate fraud. Okay, so that's the kind of energy we have here. So they're just kind of eyes open, look out for things, be very proactive about things, be smart, calculated, and use discernment. Next, we have an event coming in. This is something very positive you guys should use your money on. Okay, an event is something out of the ordinary. Maybe it's something as simple as going to a movie with a friend, something you wouldn't normally do. Maybe it's a ceremony, like a wedding, a party, a get-together, a barbecue. All these kind of things, whatever it is, it's looking very positive. And obviously there's some financial pull to it. So maybe you're hosting and you got to like pay for the catering, or whatever it is. You got to figure out where the food's coming from, or who's going to cook and who's going to buy all the stuff and who's bringing what. Even if it's a potluck, you got to organize it, right? So anyway, they're bringing financial toward the event. Okay, so money's being moved toward the event, and that's a good thing. Looking good there. I did kind of skip over my devil card, so let's jump there. You're going to be very very bonded to these financial moves. So they're letting you know here that this is a long game here in story 3. This is less about the short term, and it's more about pay attention to how this is going to stick to you for some time. If you rack up a credit card bill, for example, you're going to be paying that off for a while. So be cautious about that. It may not be the best time to do that. Even though the event is coming in good, just keep in mind that you are going to be kind of married into this for a while. Or maybe they're just saying the event has to do with marriage, and that's just kind of Spirit's weird way of, using the vocab here. So anyway, bonded to stuff. The next thing we show here is my King of Cups. They said not the person, though. So this is my court card that is just pure energy, and this is being authoritative with your family, your close loved ones. So maybe for some of you, it's like reeling in the kids' spending. Don't let, maybe you got hit all at once. Maybe you got to pay for soccer, and then you got to pay for dance class, and you got to do this and that. So you're just being authoritative with it here. Yeah, you know what? I'd love to put you through everything. Just financially can't do it. You can't do, 6 activities this summer, so to speak. That's kind of the energy of what's going on here. So just being very authoritative with the way that the money is moving in the family, because this feels more family story based than just like a one lone wolf here for Pisces. So just something to consider there in story 3. Let's jump up to 4. Moving right along, story 4. We start with a major financial decision being made here, Pisces, and you should, if that sounds like you. If you're like, I need to make this major decision and I'm just waiting for it. The longer you wait, it's not good. Spirit is saying, hey, go ahead and make this decision right now. It comes up with good luck, which is my Wheel of Fortune card that's just like good fortuitous stuff, just going to work out in weird ways. Maybe a risk. Maybe something that, you're like, oh man, I really wanted to buy this stock for a long time, but I don't know, the market's so weird lately, and the recession and all that stuff. That's just one silly example, but Spirit is saying blow the horn on this. Decide it. You got a good luck thing behind you here, so there's momentum to it. It's just going to work out in weird ways. They showed abundance afterwards. Financial abundance. They bring up new love with my Ace of Cups. I don't really think that you're using money toward new love. Maybe for some of you, this could be putting money into like a dating service or something like that. But for most of you, it's the definition of abundance. It is not new love directly, but something that you love about your finances. Or, maybe you just love being able to live comfortably, not having, bills like we talked about in story 3 that just keeps, hitting you from all angles, that kind of thing. The next thing we show here is a very good energy card. It's my 10 of Cups, second greatest card in the deck. Problem is, in this deck they wanted me to use for you, it's kind of a lightened energy of it here. So it's kind of like saying things are good here for you Pisces financially, but why does it feel like something's not? Why does it feel like something's a little like not as good as you wanted it to be? It kind of feels a little expectation based. And we're going to talk about those expectations actually in your homily at the end of your reading. We're going to do your runestone, moon cycles, and then homily, which is going to be me wearing a raincoat. So you don't want to miss that. Anyway, this energy here moves into flexible. So what they're telling you what to do with here is just don't be rigid, be flexible with the ebbs and flows of the way things are going, because things are not going to be good all the time. You're going to hit downswings, but guess what? Right after that, you're going to hit an upswing and things are going to bounce right back up. So you just got to be flexible with the way that financially things are moving here, Pisces, especially in February. Let's grab that runestone, guys. That runestone is the rune of opening. Opening came up for Pisces. So they're saying that there is an opportunity here financially. Could be work related. We brought up work mostly in the first couple stories, the earlier stories. But opening is like, you see something opening, like maybe it's a pathway, a new journey. And you're like, well, didn't really expect that. I don't know if I want to take that opening or not. You don't have to. You can use as much discernment, as much time as you want. But February, there is going to be an opening financially, for an opportunity for a lot of my Pisces. And Spirit is saying here, just consider this. Maybe this is going to be a good opening. Maybe for some of you, you decide, you know what? I'm actually okay with the way things are right now. But that doesn't change the fact that there will be an opening for you. So it's there nonetheless. So there we go. That is a good runestone to wrap up with. I'm going to send you over to the moon cycles, wrap up with your homily with a little bit of inclement weather. But we're going to talk about those expectations that we just alluded to in story 4. Okay guys, it is moon cycles forecast time. Let's talk about these lunar energies that are all around us anyways, so we can use it to our benefit, implement some positive change into your month. Well, the first thing you need to understand is whether these energies are coming in or going out. Just like the tides, the moon has control of that. In the same way, you can use it too. The first thing that hits chronologically this month is the new moon. You're going to see all the text information on your screen, any rare occurrences, as well as the date. Now, this is a target date for the new moon. It doesn't have to be done on this date, guys. I really like to bracket a few days before and a few days after to get a very powerful week where you can bring new things into your life and really manifest. If it is NEW, it's not there before, brand new, this is the best time to bring it into your life. Something new financially, maybe something new with work, new love, new health. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's new, this is the best time of the month to work on these things, really help bring it in. Adversely, the full moon, the opposite energy, the energy going out, hits on this date on your screen. And of course, the same rules apply. It doesn't have to be done on this date. We're talking about a week window, a few days on each side of it here. When this energy is very strong going out, and the energy going out is the best time to get things out of your life that don't belong there or that you don't want there, something that's got control of you or hold of you that you don't want. Maybe something like a bad habit, maybe emotional baggage, a bill that's got to go. That would be something financially, maybe something with health, maybe an eating habit that's got to go. It doesn't matter if it's got to go. The full moon is your best bet to get this change to stick. If any of this has confused you, I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. I do it every single month. It is free. It is on the website, guys. You can check it out very easily. It is a little graphic illustration, a tool that you can use so you can kind of see these changes moving in and moving out, so you can align things in your month to it to really get them to stick, implement some great positive changes. Now let's get into your homily. Hello friends, and welcome into your homily, February 2024 edition. My name is Scott Sagent, and the name of this homily this month is Don't Let It Rain on Your Parade. We're going to be talking about managing expectations here. Good expectations that we might be too high on, expecting too much from, bad things, expecting bad days, and how we can get way too low on that. Finding a nice middle ground here. The first and very most important thing to start with is that us, as human beings, we are just prediction machines. Our mind is computing and processing a whole bunch of stimuli every single second of every single day, trying to figure out what's going to happen next so that you can be in the right present moment, making the best decisions for you at that time. So just like if you come up to a stop sign and there's another car, you're trying to figure out, both you guys are really, who's going to go first, who's going to do what you're trying to figure out what they're going to do so you don't crash into them, right? Same thing if a stranger walks up to you, you're trying to figure out, analyze the heck out of it as quick as you're not even realizing it's happening at this point. It happens automatically, but you're trying to figure out, is this stranger coming up to me? Can they be trusted? Are they a good person? Or are they going to rob me? Okay, so we're doing all these kind of things all the time, all these computations behind the scene. And as a result of all that, we come up with expectations, our version of the future, whether it be a good event or a negative event, doesn't matter. We're creating these expectations all the time about what we expect to happen. But here's the thing, a lot of times these expectations do not happen. Never happens at all. Or maybe they're not as good as we want them to be, or as bad as we would like to avoid. So let's get into a little bit of that. Now, I like to look at this with a frame that I call the 5% rule. So let's take a good example first. Hey, you're going to Disneyland, you're going to a theme park, doesn't matter which one, pretend, okay, you're going to have the best day ever. Your expectations are way up here. You're like, yeah, I'm going to meet these characters. I'm going to get to go on all these rides. I'm going to, live out my childhood dreams and just have a great day all the way up here. That's what you're expecting, okay? And that's fine. Maybe it'll happen. But there's only that 5% rule, the 5% chance that you're going to get to the tippy top of what is actually going to occur. Stuff happens, stuff goes wrong. And if you're up there, that 5%, well, the reality is that you're going to be somewhere in that other 95% range, which is way down here. Okay, so even if it's a good day and it's up here, it's like, well, I didn't get to go on all the rides I wanted to go on. I got to go on half of them, but there's the other half, and the lines were too long. Or maybe down here it rained all day. They had to shut down some rides. It didn't work out at all for me. That was not what I was expecting at all. So anywhere off of your top tier of what you were expecting before is going to be a letdown. You're going to feel that very deeply in you, like, something is just not really good. Not a good feeling, not a good emotion to have. Now let's look at a negative one. Same rule of fives apply. Hey, you got to go to a dentist appointment. And this is going to be one where you're expecting a procedure to happen that is going to be a little painful, a little bit of uncomfortness going on, and you're just not looking forward to it. Okay, so your expectation is like down, down, down here. I'm not sure if I'm off the camera, but I'm pretty low down here. So anyway, the same 5% rule applies, guys. Same 5% rule. It's usually not as bad as you expect it to be, the bad things, okay? You're going to be in that 95% range somewhere else. So, hey, you get this procedure done, and okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought. That didn't hurt as much as I thought it would. Maybe it was an uncomfortable hour and a half. But you know what? Now, I was up here. That wasn't that bad. Now I can feel like that weight is lifted off my shoulder. I got that out of the way, done and checked off my list. So it's the rule of the 5%. Now, what do we do with this information, right? Now, a lot of people say, oh, you just got to eliminate the expectations. Just get rid of them altogether. You don't need them, right? We don't need to have expectations about what's going to happen, whether it be good or bad. Well, that's a utopia. That is just not realistic, since we are human prediction machines. We are always trying to figure stuff out, and without expectations, that would leave us with nothing to ever look forward to. And of course, it's okay to look forward to something. You just got to manage this. So let's talk about how we manage these. Giving those two examples that I gave you earlier, let's go through both of them. The Disney World, having a great time, expectations up to here. Hey, you know what? Let's bring the expectation into middle keel. You know why? Because I expect that I'm going to have fun no matter what happens. Because at the end of the day, it is not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you. It's the decisions you make. So if you go into the day thinking, hey, you know what? I'm going to have the best time possible with whatever situations and circumstances come up. I'm going to make sure that this is a good day. Okay, so you're up here and you're nice and good. That's managing your expectations for the good. Now let's talk about managing the low side. That dentist appointment, that painful procedure, that cavity filling, that root canal, whatever it is. Okay, well, what do we do about this? You tell yourself, hey, you know what? It might not be that bad. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to check it off my list, and I'm going to put it behind me. You're going to attack the day in a much more middle keel. And the likelihood is you're going to hit that 95% either way, so it's all going to work out kind of more in the middle regardless. Nothing is ever as bad as we expect it to be, and usually nothing is ever as good as we expect it to be either. And that's okay, because we're managing expectations. Of course, this doesn't always come naturally to everybody. Sometimes it does take a little bit of practice and implementation to lower these expectations, or at least manage the kind of middle ground, that 95% range of both sides of things. But the rain will come. It always does. The challenges in life will come. Nothing ever works out like we intended to, whether it be too good or too bad. And the good news is that puts the power back into your corner, because again, it is not what happens to you. It is what you do with what happens to you. You remember that, you'll be in great shape, guys. So that is going to conclude your homily for February 2024. Do not let it rain on your parade, guys. I'm telling you. That's it for me. I hope you've enjoyed the reading. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future readings. Have an excellent February. I know you will.
So I guess the fortune teller's right.